Hello, today I want to talk to you about the mental and the emotional side of menopause. Are you feeling anxious? Maybe you just have less tolerance for stress like you did in the past. Feeling maybe even anxious at times when you've never had an issue with anxiety before. Well, you're not broken. It's the mental side of menopause that really no one prepared me for. And maybe you're feeling the same way too. Hello, my name is Lanice and I am a registered nurse, but more importantly, I am a woman in midlife who's dealing with some of the same challenges of menopause and all things, but working very hard to maintain my midlife wellness at this point. So I really thought I was going to share something different this week, but this is what I'm dealing with today. And so I thought I'm just going to share off the top of my head what I'm dealing with. And that is the mental and the emotional side of menopause. It comes and goes for me these days because I am on hormone replacement therapy and it has helped a lot. But there are some days where I just feel a little more blue, I should say, or just don't have the get up and go that I typically have. And today just happens to be one of those days. So it's my understanding that when our estrogen and progesterone decrease at this time in our lives, it really does something to our mental and emotional health. And for me, it started out in my 40s and I didn't really even know what was going on. I started to have anxiety that really showed itself as claustrophobia when I would be getting ready to fly. And I flew a lot because at that time, my job had me traveling like maybe 70% of the time. And so I started to get on airplanes and was feeling anxious. Like I really was having a hard time. And so I was able to learn to work through the anxiety of the first flight because I needed to get home from Virginia to Florida. But as soon as I got home, I went to see my doctor. And at that time, I really didn't know what it was. My doctor didn't share what they thought it was, but they did offer me a small medication that I could take just before I'd get on a flight. And I did use that for about a year because literally I had to fly for work. So I didn't have a choice but to get on the planes. But now, hindsight, I'm realizing it was menopause. And so the hormonal shifts that we go through in menopause can cause all kinds of symptoms. And I have lots of videos on all the different symptoms of menopause, but today I want to talk about the mental and the emotional side of menopause. And so one of the things that I find is if I don't get enough sleep the night before, I am just less tolerant to stress. So I work really hard to get sleep. I go to bed a little early. I haven't mastered, slowing down or just turning off my computer or my phone just before bed, but I don't have an issue falling asleep. My issue is staying asleep. So every night around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and what I do is I try to go back to sleep. And most of the time I do within the hour, but if I don't, then the next morning I tend to just feel a little down, as well as just have a lesser tolerance to stress. And so what I tend to do during those times is go take a walk in nature first thing in the morning. I try to do that every morning anyway, but on those days, it's just imperative that I get out of the house, get some fresh air, get some sun, so that I can be productive during the day. And then what I'm finding with the emotional side of menopause is I really get overloaded in my mind quite a bit. At this time in our life, we have a lot more going on. We have aging parents, some people do. We have our adult children. If you have adult children, that can be different. I'm not saying good or bad, it's just different. And so you're dealing with those types of things. We are, most of the time at this point in our careers, we are in leadership positions that cause stress for us also. And so I get decision fatigue because all day I'm making decisions for work. And so the last thing I want to think about after I close the door in my office, because I work from home, is trying to figure out what we even need to have for dinner. Because at that point, I'm in decision fatigue. And So as it relates to decision fatigue, I recommend journaling, prayer, just getting quiet, being still, and spending time reflecting on what's important. I hope what I shared with you today helped you. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with a friend who needs this discussion as well. And I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.